Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. This time I'm going to show you how to create and complete the Taunhiy Shrine in the Hyrule Ridge Sky. This is a multi-part mini-quest. It's not officially in the quest tracker, but it kind of is. So we're going to start at Lindor's Brow Skyview Tower, and I'm going to show you how to actually get to this tower, just because it can be a little confusing this early on in the game when you're still getting used to all the mechanics. So you're going to find a Hudson building supply depot here, just some wooden planks around, and you're going to use these to build a bridge in the water. And then what you want to do is for your final piece, you want to sort of angle it up. This way it gives you a decent jump into the rock. I sort of failed there, so I'm going to grab one more piece. But you want to get a decent jump into the rock, especially this early into the game. You don't have much stamina. You're probably still on your first wheel. Maybe you've upgraded it once and have a little bit more. But for the most part, you're probably just dealing with one single stamina wheel. So take a longer piece, stretch it out long ways, and then you want to tilt it up into the rock, and then you will be able to jump into the rock and then climb effectively. You got to put it at about a 45-degree angle. This way you can get up. If you feel like you are about to fall, but you're super close, hold up and press X to jump. Even if you were on your last micro sliver of stamina on the wheel, you will get a full jump out of it. That's very useful throughout the entire game, as well as the previous game, so keep that in mind. Once you finally are on top of this rock, you can then open the door to the Skyview Tower, and then you want to take the jump up, and then from here, you will get your map fragment as well as your sky map fragment, and then we are going to paraglide over to a very peculiar looking sky island to our left. So you can see it now. I'm going to let this play out a little bit just because a cloud is going to go over it and I don't want you to lose it. But this island here that we're going towards is called Courage Island. On Courage Island is a diving challenge. So you're going to be diving through a bunch of rings in midair. And when you make it to the bottom, provided you've gone through all of the rings, the shrine will appear. Now you'll notice that the length of this video is a little long, and that's because there's something that I want to talk about after we complete the shrine. This is not a Raru's Blessing shrine. This is an actual shrine involving combat training, but we'll talk about that when we get there. I'll show you the route that I took through the rings, and so once you activate the green pedestal, the first ring will appear in the distance, so you can just go run over, and once you go through the first ring, the course will start. The first time through, there is no timer. However, and I'll show you this at the end, if you were to complete this in under 30 seconds on a repeat attempt, you will get a special piece of armor that gives you more air control. So you want to start diving, and then you want to just casually float through the rings. Again, there's no timer involved here. This is not a race. You just want to make sure that you're hitting all the rings. You can even stop to glide if you'd like. There doesn't seem to be even a timer on the rings themselves. There are some courses throughout the game that do have countdowns on each individual ring, and if you don't hit them in a certain amount of time, they go away. These ones seem to stay here forever. So for this final ring, you could always just completely just hold R and dive and then get right into the pool. You take no fall damage from the pool, so you land safely, and then as long as you've gone through all the rings, the shrine appears on this same island. Now, like I said, this is not a Raru's Blessing shrine. This is a combat training shrine. So it's not an immediate reward, but it's not necessarily a difficult shrine to deal with either. So for this combat training archery shrine, you want to just walk in, and then a Zonai construct will come to life, and then it's time to learn a bit about air archery, as well as normal archery and weak points. So when the construct comes alive, it tells you, this shrine purifies the ancient evil. You who have entered here, heed my instruction. Also, as a little Easter egg, I think the goddess voice that you're hearing is played in the same melody as the Song of Time from Ocarina of Time. I think it's just heavily distorted, but I hear it constantly when I'm playing this game. Anyway, it says that your other attacks are ineffective. Ready yourself. So if you don't have a bow, there's one to your left on a pedestal, so you can go ahead and grab that. So for this first challenge, you want to jump into the wind stream, get some height, press R to activate the bullet time slowdown, and then you could just shoot him a couple times. You really only got to hit him once for credit, but just shoot him in the eye for the weak point in midair, and you're good to go. For the next challenge, a few more constructs are going to spawn, and now you've got to hit all three. You can do this in one go, even with just one stamina wheel. You should have enough stamina to make it, even while you're flying and doing the whole thing. Just go ahead and move up, shoot this guy, shoot the second one, and then shoot the third one, and you're good to go. And that's the shrine. So, once you've done all that, the shrine ends, you've got a prize in the chest in front of you, and then of course you get your orb at the end. However, like I mentioned, there is more to this island, and that is to complete the course again. There are 2 records that you can break. The first one is for 30 seconds, the second one is for 20 seconds. So once you're done with the shrine, you want to speak to the construct that appears just outside, and then he will allow you to challenge the course again. However, there is a price, and that is 1 Zonai charge. So if you've been playing the game and you've been killing constructs and you've been maybe messing around in the depths for a while, you should have plenty of Zonai charges as long as you're not using them a lot, which I've played this game for I think like 30 hours at this point in making this guide. I really don't use them that much, so I had plenty to use, and I was able to repeat this challenge a bunch before getting it. So we are going to go through the route for the 30-second challenge for the special piece of armor, which is the glide armor. One thing that I will mention is that after you finish the course and get the glide armor for doing it in under 30 seconds, you can then challenge it again and do it in under 20 seconds. The reward for that is a large Zonai charge, at least it was for me. Maybe it's changed with the patch, maybe it becomes something random, I'm not really sure. But I don't recommend wasting too much time on the 20-second challenge unless you really rely on those Zonai charges. The course itself is the exact same. You just want to rely a bit more heavily on the diving mechanic. Try to get through it as quickly as possible. Just be aware that when you dive, you sort of lose all forward momentum and you're just going straight down. So you will need to readjust with the paraglider. But as long as you finish it in under 30 seconds, you'll get the glide armor as a prize. And then, of course, you can challenge it again for the 20 seconds, but it's not really worth it in my opinion. But that's it. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.